Risk of injury, little bit of smoke might come off it, that kind of stuff as normal. Risk of electric shock, yeah. Hey everyone, it's Barry here. Hope you are well. Today we're looking at this. This, my friends, is an Aldi luxury hot chocolate maker. In fact, no, not luxury. It is a professional 500 watt hot chocolate maker. Now, before I get onto this, there is a very well-known brand who have been in touch. I'm not going to say their name, but let's just call them Bed and Breakfast Cocoa, okay? And they do something called the Volvatizer, and they have asked me several times to do a product review of that. And the really funny thing was I was going to get one for Mrs. B this Christmas, and I showed her this that I got, which is basically the same thing, for a third of the price. And I said, look, if this is good, you can have that, but I was going to get you the Volvatizer. And she's like, I don't want it. Like, it doesn't interest me. I think it was like similar to the time when my father-in-law bought my mother-in-law saucepans for Christmas. So yeah, this is the perks of today's video. I realised not to get Mrs. B hot chocolate maker. I would like it. So yeah, effectively today, there goes that brand deal with, what did I say, Bed and Breakfast Cocoa. Because we've got this budget version, which essentially does the same thing. I mean, it's a glorified milk frother, but with this, you can make luxury hot chocolates, you can make cocoa, you can make funky coffees with it, you can do iced coffee. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but there is a recipe for that. And then maybe at the end, we'll just grab something savory from my store cupboard and see if it can survive this, because it's kind of like a kettle as well, I guess. I've not really opened it yet, but this was genuinely a third of the price of the really upmarket versions that you get, at least. They're normally £100 and more, and then you subscribe to get sachets and all this funky stuff, whereas this, we're just going to shove some Aldi chocolate in it. Ooh, cardboard. It's got a 3-year warranty, that's pretty good. The heck is that? Oh no, that's cardboard as well. Very environmentally friendly packaging, I like that. So you've got the base, which is basically what you would find on a kettle. We've got a cap. That's the milk frother, isn't it? Oh, I can't get it back on then, oh my gosh. Right, we'll leave that there. And it's got simply just a power button with a hot symbol, and then that looks like a whizzy one. Just on the inside there, you probably just about see it, there are 3 fill lines. There's a minimum, there's a maximum, and then there's another maximum. So maybe that is just for milk or something like that. I'm sure it'll all make sense. Let's jolly well give this a clean and make some hot chocolate. Does that spin round? Yes, it does. There's like I can't even see, it's tiny, like little thing, which it's a little bit like the one on the cap. So I think this is going to spin around and actually maybe hit, because remember, you can get these sort of manual ones like this for frothing milk. So basically, it is going to hopefully warm in the bottom half the milk or whatever we put in there to help melt the chocolate, spin it all around, and then we'll just pour it straight out of this effectively awesome little silver jug. That is, of course, if it works, but I've had some others from Aldi before. Do you remember that fryer? It's been amazing, and that was like 10 quid. So I've got high hopes for this. I love this. This product is exclusively designed for preparing chocolate drinks. It is intended to be used in a household or similar applications, such as staff kitchen areas in shops, offices, and other working environments. A farmhouse. Risk of injury, little bit of smoke might come off it, that kind of stuff as normal. Risk of electric shock, yeah. Ah, okay, for frothing and heating in one step, attach the frothing whisk. So that is this whole thing. Ah, okay. We attach that onto the axle here. Yes, that has slotted neatly over it. So if we want to froth and heat, we keep that on. If we want the froth off, we take the meshy wire thing off, the frother. And the reason there are 2 different fill lines is because the higher one is if you're not frothing, so I guess it's not going to expand as much. I mean, that would be really fun for it to explode everywhere. If we're frothing it, we're doing it to the middle line. Okay, so we've got recipes with hot milk, then we've got recipes with frothing and hot milk, then we've got recipes with cold milk. So we're going to try and do all 3. So instead of going straight to the froth, we're going to take off, and just do the heating axle, and we'll just make some standard hot chocolate. So this is cold milk. So we've gone over that max fill line for frothing. We won't quite hit the top of it, that's fine. But remember, the frother is off. All right, so this is some instant hot chocolate mix. We just shove that in there. Press the power button. Here we go. You hear that? Oh my gosh! Look! It's stirring the chocolate. And I can't feel it yet, but I assume it's getting hot. It's got its own built-in timer, so it's just gonna keep doing this until it says, yeah, I'm done. A good start. Side note, is it just me, or is hot chocolate made with water, the granules like that, disgusting? It's hot. I don't know, it doesn't tell me. Oh, brilliant. That's not the best spout. Got to pour it confidently, no little dribbles. But there is a bit of frothage from the stirring, and that is perfectly blended together. If you look at that, there are like no granule residue at all in there, which is amazing because we didn't help it at all. We just like stuck the granules on top, and it's done all the work for us. I've got my little temperature thermometer thing. Oh, they're saying you're not very well. You need to go see a doctor. Seriously. Watch the video first, then go. I've always found that this thermometer, the laser one, is not amazingly accurate, but it's saying it's about 40-ish degrees. So I imagine it was probably about 50 degrees once we got there, but it doesn't tell me. It's just like, it's gonna be hot chocolate. You have it or don't. Oh, that is good. That is really well mixed. It's not very luxurious though, but it's definitely passable. But I wanna push it. I wanna put some actual grated chocolate in there, and I want to see some frothage. It's actually a really nice drinking temperature. You know, there's nothing worse when you like maybe go out to like a fair and it's cold and you want a hot chocolate and you drink it like, ah, oh my gosh. You could see if you own a farmhouse how that could be amazing. All right, so we're gonna froth. But we went all Aldi, okay? This is some of the budget Aldi chocolate by Dairy Fine or something like that. That's all right, isn't it? And we'll go again. I'm just gonna go to the edge of the maximum fill line because we're frothing this. I want to see it. Grated chocolate. And if my calculations are correct, Marty, in about 2 minutes, you're about to see some serious chocolate. But at the same time, and this is very nearly done, is this just a mini soup maker with an optional frother? Oh my gosh, that is frothy. Look, it's got a head on it with all the froth. I mean, it is slightly disappointing. I could probably fill it a bit more, but I was going by the maximum amount it said there. With the other hot chocolate where you don't froth it, it pretty much filled the mug, so it's kind of your call. We could probably get away with it. Oh. Oh, that is good. That actually does feel quite luxurious, I'm not gonna lie. It's frothy, it's creamy, everything I think that the Volvatizer or other brands, there are other ones, I just had a little look, available, much, much more expensive than this. And it does it. Let's try a white chocolate one. So warm milk, but with the white chocolate granules. And this one is a bit of a cheekier white chocolate because it is got vanilla beans inside it as well. It was probably the more expensive chocolate that Aldi sold. Oh wow, it just looks like, oh, this looks like milk. Ooh, that is much more subtle. You can't really taste so much sugar in there. That feels a lot more comforting. I mean, it's just my opinion that I prefer that over the hot chocolate. Like, it's not got that depth and the intensity of the roasted white hot chocolate, but just imagine like you're in a bit of a hurry, really cold, like I just want a hot chocolate, quick fix, straight out the fridge, a little bit of cocoa powder that most people have, and you've got a hot chocolate in like under 2 minutes. It's pretty darn impressive. I don't know about you, Mrs. B's going to be home in a bit, so I actually might make her one and we'll see what she thinks, but I genuinely might get one for myself. I am that impressed by this. Let's do a few more things. Okay, so we've got the cold milk in there. This is some espresso going in with some cold milk, okay? So not hot chocolate at all, coffee and milk. With the old frother in there still, that apparently in under 2 minutes will be a cappuccino. Panicky red light. Look at the froth on that. It's like an ice cream just kind of like parted. Look at that. Right, okay, here we go. Straight in there. And then the froth on top. Come on now. Just like bar stucks. I mean, what is the point of the froth? Apart from getting over like your face. Oh, that's good. That is absolutely fine. So, we've made a hot coffee. Apparently, it can make an iced one too. Ah, they've got me here, right? You do not put the ice, well, apparently, in the machine. You'll just put the ice in your glass ready and then pour the mixed milk and coffee, which is kind of like what we just did over the top. But there is a setting where hopefully it won't warm it up, because obviously we don't want iced coffee to be hot, which is what this has been doing. So apparently if we hold the button down, that'll make it cool. And I think I'm gonna stick like 1 or 2 ice cubes in there. The frother stays in there still too. Okay, and this is where the video could end, but let's just stick some ice cubes in there, okay? It is cold, so it's not gonna melt them. Press the power button for 1 to 2 seconds. So I have to hold this. Yes! I've got to admit, it does sound like our washing machine sometimes when I forget to empty my pockets. But my only potential downside that I can really think of now for this is that if you follow those max and minimum fill lines, you don't really even get like a full mug of it. But remember, it's hot chocolate, so it's literally like a whole meal in a mug. Is that like it looks like a milkshake, but is that like 10% coffee? Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. That actually looks wonderful. I just feel like I'm drinking a shampoo bottle because it just like, it's all foam. Ooh, that is super cold. Now I've finally hit the coffee. My nose is ice cold. My mouth feels like it's covered in froth. But again, it's blooming worked. I didn't want to hate this, and when Mrs. B said no, I didn't really want one, but now I've got it, I'm like, I actually kind of like it. So with the cold drinks in mind, as I browsed the aisles of Aldi, I discovered some milkshake powder. Let's see if we can turn it into a milkshake maker. I mean, it should, right? Don't want it hot. I'll have a frothy milkshake, milk in, a couple of ice cubes again, and the strawberry milkshake powder. That again smells like pure sugar. Lid on, and let's just make sure that we just hold it down. Look at that, it's thickened. Oh. Oh, what the? It's like a weird, like, is that? That's not mixed all of it. That is not ice cube or anything, folks. That is pure sugar. It's actually like just bright red sugar. That hasn't actually done that very well. Oh, it tastes like bubble bath. I'm gonna do it again without the frother. Oh, and a few traces, but nowhere near as bad. And I do wonder if it's because maybe it got caught up in the frother. Wow, that is sweet. Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel like a horse eating sugar cubes. Wow, yes, okay. We won't be doing that again. I've got one more thing that I want to try. Will this help me overcome my fear of bland hot chocolate? We are going to put water on it. Mrs. B and I disagree about this heavily. I cannot enjoy hot chocolate that is made with water and some instant hot chocolate granules that say add it with water. Okay, we all know that adding milk does make it more luxurious, but there are people, like my wife and my daughters, that all like it, and I find it so bland. But if we froth it, can we even froth water? I don't even know. And hot chocolate mix that is designed to go with water. Let's see what it does, and if, for me, it makes it taste any better. Ugh! Look! Does water foam? I did put no more water in than I did milk. I'm not gonna touch it. Stop it, it's still coming out, look at that, it's really going for it. Stop, that's it, it's stopped stirring. Oh my gosh. Right. Okay, I really hope I'm not the only one that didn't realise this, but we have just frothed, look at that, we have just frothed water. I mean, is it all froth? Look at that. Oh no, there's a bit coming in there. What is going on? I genuinely have only ever heard of frothing milk. Maybe it's the powder that's actually the thing that's frothing? Actually, let's just answer that question ourselves. Let's froth some water. Look, water. Hot chocolate, made with water, frothed. I genuinely normally hate this stuff. Okay, the foam is very bland. No. It's hot chocolate for the first bit, you're like, oh yeah, like that. And then it just tastes to me like really weak, the equivalent of weak gravy, but in a sweet form. I'm not getting that spank of like, I get that warmingness, that chocolatey, like Willy Wonka style chocolate that I want in my hot chocolate. And just as that finishes off, I've got a bit of news for you on that. So much so is the debate that Mrs. B and the kids and I lose the battle over this, that I find it bland, that I am actually working with a company near me that develops food products to look at making my own instant hot chocolate that is flavoured too, but also you just add water. I think I've got the perfect guinea pigs in my girls. It's just a little thing I'm doing on the side. If it works and I like it, I'll tell you more and maybe we'll start making them. Anyhow, let's see if we've frothed water. What was that? So was it some sort of milk powder in the cocoa? I was like, how the heck did we just froth H2O? Do you know what? I bloomin' love this. I know it's not a B&B cocoa volvatizer or equivalent, but for the price, it's an absolute bargain. I've just signed this one, so good luck for the lucky patron with that, but I am genuinely gonna order one for myself. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like and please consider subscribing if you are not already. Comment down below, let me know what you think and any cool gadgets you've seen. Of course, check out both the gadget playlists here on the channel. There's some other ones where I've done individual ones, such as the grilled cheese toaster and the fryer tuck fryer from the same company on this playlist, or I have the massive one where I do several together in one video. Of course, you know all about that. Thanks so much, folks. Let's try one more thing. Bye-bye. Right, Mrs. B.
Hello.
I'm gonna froth some soup.
Soup? Oh,
And not just any soup, not just tomato soup, a big, chunky chicken and vegetable one. I'm gonna put the frother in there because I think it will survive. The only downside is I can only put in a little bit, and also as this video has progressed, it is worth noting that the frothage has got higher. Wow, oh look at that piece of potato, oh my gosh. I know this is a bit strange to do.
Do you know what? Not when it comes to you, it's not. Do you make a cup of tea in it? No.
You could make a cup. Ooh.
No, because wouldn't the tea bag just...
No, you could dangle the... Mrs. B, we're gonna have to do that now.
Oh no. Oh, it's like bubbling. It's got bubbles.
Yeah, look. You're a little bit disappointed.
You'd have to cook it in batches.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Cool.
There's a little bit of foamage on there as well. Remember we went to that Heston Blumenthal restaurant? Mm. Imagine them serving them like that. You'd pay like, oh my gosh, they foamed the soup.
They brought it to our table and everything.
This has still got the foamer on it.
This is weird. For some reason I feel this is more weirder than the soup.
Oh my gosh, it's frothed.
It's frothy tea.
I do it at that angle, the tea bag might stay.
Oh look, that's a tea, whenever I make tea for other people, that's the colour tea.
Yeah, that's it. Hang on a sec, you don't like tea?
No.
I don't like tea. Well, actually, there is a brand that does a digestive biscuit flavour and I can just about do it. So I know what it should taste like. It's worked. It's probably not as strong as it could be because it hasn't brewed, but it's hot, it tastes like tea, and it's worked.
Yeah. I'm not sure my mum would, or Nan would be impressed if I made them a cup of tea in there. This is our new teapot.
It is our new teapot.
Yeah,
oh, that's like amazing.
The only downside is it's not even a full cup mug.
Well, for a cup of tea, I'm not that bothered, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's for the price, it's an absolute beast, so I would highly recommend it.